Welcome back! Today in this tutorial we'll be covering the Alpine Stitch. You're going to love making this one and I'm going to show you how to work it row by row. Don't go anywhere. The materials are very simple. Any size 4 yarn you would like and any crochet hook you would like. But I prefer to use the size 5 pretty much standardly for most things. So let's get started. We'll start off with a simple slip knot. And then what we're going to do after we've done that is we're going to chain any even number. Okay, so for the purposes of this swatch, I'm just going to do 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start doing a single crochet for the entire row. So you're going to skip that first chain from your hook and work into the second one. And we're going to insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both. Insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. And I want you to work these single crochets into every chain going all the way down until you get to the end and meet me back. When you finish row 1, this is what your work is going to look like. Moving on, what we're going to do next is we're going to go to the end of our work and we're going to chain 2. That chain 2 will count as your first double crochet. And so what we're going to do is we're going to skip that first stitch and we're going to work into this one, a double crochet. And we're going to work a double crochet into every stitch along this row, okay? So we'll keep going. And what I want you to do is finish up and meet me at the end and I will show you what comes next. After row 2, this is what your work is going to look like. Okay? So we'll go to the end and what we're going to do is chain 1, which I've already done, and we're going to turn our work like so. Then we're going to insert a single crochet into each stitch along this row. Okay? So go ahead, insert your hook, then yarn over and pull through both. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through both, and go all the way down until the end. And then we'll go forward together. At the end of row 3, this is what your work will look like. So to begin row 4, what we're going to do is chain 2 and turn our work. This chain 2 here will count as your first double crochet. So the very next thing we're going to do is we're going to yarn over and we're going to go down into that post and do a front post double crochet. Then next will come a double crochet, and then next will come another front post double crochet. Okay, followed by a double crochet. So just so we're clear on what we're doing, we are working front post double crochets and then regular double crochets again and again on repeat. Okay, and so if you ever get lost and want to know what comes next, because sometimes your stitches can look a little bit confusing, you know that we did this front post double crochet here, so we would skip the next and go into this one, right? And just so we know where that next double crochet is going, all we have to do is look behind, and you see here where that stitch is? That's where our last double crochet went. So we would skip this one, and it would be this one would be the next one, okay? So go ahead and work that combination of front post double crochets and double crochets all the way down until you get to the end, and then we'll move on. At the end of row 4, this is what you're going to be looking at. And here at the end, we'll have 2 stitches left. I've already done a front post double crochet in the first one, and for the last stitch, you would simply yarn over and place a double crochet into that final stitch. And then row 4 is over. For row 5, we're simply going to chain 1 and turn our work. And then we're going to place a single crochet into each stitch along this row. And make sure you're keeping up with your numbers. If you did as many as I did, that 20 to begin with, you should have 19 at the end of every row. Okay? So work your way down with your single crochets in each stitch, and I will meet you back in a moment. At the end of row 5, this is what your work will look like. And it's the back of your work that's actually facing you now. Okay? So to move on to row 6, we're going to simply chain 2 and turn our work. And let's remember that the chain 2 here is going to count as our first double crochet. And so to repeat kind of the same pattern as what we did before when we were working the front post double crochet back and forth, we're actually going to start this time with yarning over and doing a front post double crochet into that first stitch there. Okay, like so. And then we're going to have a simple double crochet in the next stitch. Okay. Now, here's a friendly thing to remember that'll help you keep track of where you are. Whenever you see a stitch and it's flat, like you know that that could be a front post double crochet, you know that you're going to have to go behind it with your next front post double crochet. It helps me. Okay. And remember what I said before, if you ever get lost as far as where the double crochets go, just look behind the stitch and you can see we did that one last. So we're going to skip that one and go into this one, okay? So our double crochet would go here. And much like before, what I want you to do is work that combination of front post double crochets and regular double crochets all the way down the row, and then meet me at the end. At the end of row 6, this is what your work will look like. And you can see a definite pattern starting to emerge, and that will definitely bode well as you continue working through your rows. At the end of this row, you will see that there are 2 stitches left. And I've already completed one with a simple double crochet, and there's one left. So what we'll do is go ahead and just place a double crochet, and then we're ready to move on. So when we're ready to move into row 7, all we must do is chain 1 and turn our work. And we're going to do what we did before. We're going to go ahead and we're going to place a single crochet into each stitch working across the top here. Okay, so go ahead and add a single crochet to each stitch, and I will meet you back at the end and show you what comes next. At the end of row 7, this is what your work is going to look like now that we've completed the single crochets going all the way across the top. Now, to move on for this particular stitch, now it's smooth sailing because you'll be repeating rows 4 through 7 again and again and again until you've reached your desired height. I hope you've enjoyed this quick tutorial on the Alpine Stitch. I think you'll love it. I certainly do. And if you've enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a like, please share it, and even better, please subscribe. Until next time, my heart to your hooks. Happy crocheting, friends.